greetings to you. Muhammad, the preacher of inequality to you. My people, who has been lost from their own for the past 400 years, their own people, their own God, their own religion, and from their own native land. For the past 400 years, there was no teaching of yourself by those who has carried and on you. There has never been given any knowledge or true knowledge of yourself and those who carry you, and has enslaved you up until present time to make you their equal and to deal justly from you by those who carry you and claim you. And you like it like that. You don't despise it. You don't hate it. You like that they carry you as they always have. You're making yourself very, very ignorant in the eyes of the civilized nations of the earth. We all are very ashamed of your own actions today in a modern time, modern world, in an educated world. And you're acting as though you never was educated. You who are educated, you who profess education, you who carries diplomas and degrees. It is a shame to see you so far off today from your own, from the knowledge of your own self. It is very shameful. I say to you, my beloved people, it is time to wake up and know yourself and join on the side of your own kind and stop trying to join on the side of the people that is not your people. You are marching on. Today, I would like to talk with Mr. Martin Luther King, but I can't personally, but I will speak with him and those who are following him in this broadcast today. Reverend Martin Luther King may be sincere in what he's trying to do, and those who are following him may be sincere. But what good is it to be sincere in that which will not bring to you no gain? You will continue to march and march on. What are you to gain for your people as a whole in your continuous marching? You marched on Washington with over 200,000 people, so it was reported at one time. What has you and your people gained from that march? Your number of marchers on the state of Alabama around 2 weeks ago, according to the report, was around 30,000. And you still plan more marching, while you and your marchers are jailed and are disgraced, beaten, and killed. Even those who join and sympathize with your marching, they also suffer the same treatment. and you was denied, pardon me, the honor of a leader by the head of the state of Alabama, the governor, to even speak or talk with you. He chose, pardon me, he chose his own so-called Negroes of the South there in Alabama who was marching with you to talk with. That you know, that if you are rejected, the president are to speak with the head of the state, the governor, who has been preventing you from marching with his armies of polices there in the state. Why do you want to continue to march in a place where that you not even received? Think over these things. He don't recognize your honor as a leader of these marches. And that he don't recognize the honor of the marchers, regardless to what type of marches they may be. If it's against their own will that you march and seek to vote in the state of Alabama for your people and South. Now, let us get down to facts. You're rejected. You have no honor in the South by the white people. You are criticized and despised by the Southern white people. And they have the power to grant to you the privilege of voting. But do they do this? Are they doing it? They are not doing this for you and your people. And what are you to gain if they allow you to vote and your people? I still ask the same question. That is done here in the North. We can vote here free. But how far are we getting in the North with the freedom to vote for white people to go in the office at Washington and rule us for the next 4 years and the next 4 years and on and on? What are we hoping for? If the South would grant you the privilege to vote, where are you going to get your people at in voting for white people to rule you? There are now 22 million of our people in America, as some claim. And the time have arrived that you and me must find a way for our people other than what we have had in the past. Vote don't get us a future here. The United States of America is owned by white people. The political government is operated and made by the white people. You don't create and make laws for this country. It is white people who make the laws for America because they are the owners of America. We are not the owners of America. We are only slaves or servants of those who own America. Accepted or rejected, you may be too proud to accept it, but it is the truth. We have come to the point or time where that we must unite together and go for our own self and stop laying at the doorsteps of the white man begging him to carry us. He's telling us in all of his actions, Negroes, do something for yourselves. He's kicking you out of his door like a dog and sticking his dogs on you. He's warning you to do something for yourself. How can you expect respect from a people, and equal respect at that, laying down on the ground like a dog before them, begging them for even social equality, recognize you as a member of their social equality? How can you expect people to recognize a person like that in a refined society? I don't care what you really think that they should do. You are silly to think that the white American society will accept the poor black brother out of the cotton and corn fields of the South as he is today, without the knowledge of himself and without the knowledge of the white people of the South that have rule over him, without even the knowledge and practice how to prepare himself or qualify himself to demand equal membership in the refined societies of the nations of the earth. How can you do a thing like that? How can you accomplish your desire in making the white man of the South or the white man of the North to recognize our people until you make them self-respecting, until you qualify them in education and in kindness and respect of self? How can you accomplish anything with a people that needs teaching and training how to take their place among the nations as a people that is worthy of respect and honor? Reverend Martin Luther King, I would like to talk with you in person, but you reject it. Your followers reject it because that you are, as you say, you want to be the brother of white people. And by nature you cannot be. Not to say that they take you as a member of their society. You cannot be by nature. They are not your brother by nature. They are a distinct race of people that God has made and made them with the nature to rule you and me for a set time, 6,000 years, and they have done that job well. But the time has come now that we must go back to our. The time has come now that we must rule ourselves. The time has come now that we must be placed on some of this earth that we can call our own. If you was asking the government of America for some of this earth that you have helped them to keep and maintain independence from any foreign aggressor, to live on in peace to yourself, to build a respectable society among your people, that they may be accepted by the nations of the earth and even the slave master as being worthy of living in your midst are side by side with you. This would make sense. I have just that on the last page of our paper. Muhammad speaks. I have everything laid out before you to prepare people that would be accepted by all the nations of the earth as being worthy and respectful among the nations to walk or to sit in the society of the nations of the earth as a member. But this you reject. You want to be the brother of white people, and you cannot. They cannot even be your brother if they wanted to be your brother. They could not. It is against the law of nature for a white man and a black man to claim brotherhood. They cannot do it. That don't mean that they probably could treat you far better than they are treating you if you was only qualified for such treatment. You are acting as your fathers did over 100 years ago. This same act, or stage act I should call it, to make master laugh. The day have arrived that you must come off such stage and go on the stage demanding people to respect you as a civilized person of the nations of the earth. Reverend, I'm sorry for those who follow you. I am ashamed of the consequence because they are my people. I'm ashamed to be in the midst of my people and seeing them acting so foolish. Even the civilized, so-called civilized and educated people as yourself joining in to try to weld brotherhood between white and black, to force the white man to do that which he held power to not do. That is to recognize you as his equal. To force the white man to admit you in his office, admit you in all of his public places as a member of his society. We must not be so silly. He cannot do that. You're not prepared. You're not qualified to do no such thing. Why not? If you love your people, you want to see your people living a better life among white people, why not you join with me and help me to qualify this nation for recognition, as you have not produced it one among your followers that we could say is qualified to take a place among the society of the nation. Even here, I have a whole little army qualified to be accepted in moist, refined societies of the nations of the earth. I have them following me. I have them even so that they can go in any nation. Your own people back in Africa and Asia, they will accept them. The government and nations of Africa and Asia will accept mine. My followers can demand respect, but yours cannot. You're not getting it here because you're not teaching them the knowledge of self, nor how to gain the respect of others, only by marching to force a people. This means to force a people to respect you and to honor you and your followers. To force a people to give place in their political government to respect you as their equal and your followers. You say, I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to force them to give to me what they promised us in the Constitution of their government. This I said to you, Reverend, you are absolutely misunderstanding this people. They hold that not for you, but for themselves and their kind. They don't respect you as being worthy of no such freedom as they have offered to the poor man in the Constitution of their law. No, it was not for you. It was for them. They only say you know because they want to keep you with them. Since you have now come up from slavery and has not changed, your desire today to be a servant of theirs is more greater than desire of our fathers over 100 years ago, or even when they was freed 100 years ago. They didn't desire to stay here with their slave master, but they could not return home. The slave master would not put them on board ships and carry them back where he brought them from. He kept them here without nothing to go upon. He had freed a slave with nothing to go away from his door with. That he knew that the slave could not reach his native land and people unless he was carried there. The slave master refused, though he was much richer after the slave had served him well for 300 years than he was when he brought the slave here. He could have taken him back at that time. The number was not as great as it is now. Now the slave has grown into millions and millions, and he cannot take this nation back to Africa. It will take many years to transport 22 million people to any foreign country across the Atlantic or the Pacific. And there you have to have welcome to get into Africa and to get into Asia. This means that you must be qualified for them to accept you. They are Africa, they are Asia, and we must qualify even as much to go and ask our own people to let us in, or to mend them to give us a place among them. They don't want you as you are. Believe me or not, Africa and Asia will not accept the poor brother out of the South themselves, though they may be black as he. They must be qualified to return home. They must be qualified to go anywhere, even out of their door here in America. If they are seeking respect, they must be washed up in and out to demand respect of the people of this country and people of other countries. This qualification, Reverend King Elijah Muhammad, is given to them. And I have sent them samples in Asia and Africa, and they were received. Reverend, I would desire that you think over this broadcast today and think well how ignorant it is to try to force the white man of America to accept the Negro that he claims that he has freed 100 years ago. He could easily tell you and I, why not go on to your own people, King? Why don't you go back to your own country, King? You're free. These bitter answers could be thrown into your face. But I'm telling you, I'm telling the whole 22 million that you have been offered heaven if you only go to your own. But you are not going to your own in the way that you are trying to go today. Marching on, getting beaten, getting put in jail, getting death by just trying to force the owners of the country to admit you to vote. He didn't admit our parents to vote. He did not give our parents freedom, justice, and equality. Why should we think that the same people will do so today? If they do so, we would be frightened almost to death to know that he has changed to give equal justice to us as he gives to himself. Probably not giving too much equal justice among themselves. We see them fighting and killing each other. We see them doing everything of evil to each other. Why should we want to be a member of a society of people that robs and kill each other? I say, my brother, Martin Luther King, you should change your mind. You should talk with me, and you should unite with me. Though the slave master will do everything to prevent this, but I have told you, and again I must say it to you, that the Holy Quran says, he that forsakes the religion of Islam, but he who makes himself a fool. Assalamu alaikum.